Morning. Good morning, folkers. What's up, Nikki? Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're at in the world. It's Nowzilla Gorilla. Welcome to the Definition of Anarchy channel. And this morning, we're doing a rucking live. A rucking live, y'all. Who else does this? Because, you know, doing live while they're rucking. I'm good. Finally glad I'm able to come out and do this again. I had to skip Tuesday because there's too much damn smoke in the air. It's still quite a bit of smoke. Let y'all see it. We got a little bit of cloud cover, but if you compare it to Sunday it was really bad. When I did my last live and my last ruck this past Sunday, it was way worse than this. You know, of course they give warnings. Oh, when there's smoke in the air and ash coming down, you shouldn't be physically exerting yourself. Blah, 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 stay in the house. But, you know, it's all good. I'm gonna let see if some people trickle in before I get started. But how are you doing, Nikki? What are you doing during these times to keep your head above water? To stay positive? So, I was telling you guys about a new setup I got coming for my computer. As you shouldn't. You should not let it get to you. Old head, what's up, man? I was just telling Nikki that it done cleared up compared to it was on Sunday. I skipped Tuesday because there's too much damn smoke. But yeah, don't let this get to you. That's what's up, Nikki. Do you wear the mask outside? Smoke is good training. Yeah, it's not bad. Still smoky. Still a good amount of smoke coming down. But I couldn't let it stop me for long. So like I was saying, I got a whole new computer coming tomorrow, and it's actually a gaming computer, so it's very powerful. And I'm not using it for gaming, you know. I'm using it to write my books, do research, my YouTube channel. So my demand won't be as high as gaming would be, but it'll be powerful enough for me to do whatever I need to do on that computer. And my kids got to stay off of it, because if my kids get a hold of it, I might as well kiss it goodbye. So my kids have my old computer, and my old computer is not a punk. It's a MacBook Air, you know, 8 gigabytes of RAM and all that shit. But y'all gonna see some new shit after tomorrow. After tomorrow, I'm gonna be stepping my game up. I'll be back in. Oh shit! Hold on, my sternum strap busted. Piece of shit. I don't know why it keeps doing that.
That line king crash.
That sternum strap
I remember when
keeps unsnapping. So what's up? So a lot of shit going on in the news, y'all. Some of it I want to talk about this morning. I think I'm gonna start with the father and coach out of Compton that people are blaming for the Compton sheriff. My gut busted it. Right, old head. This is my chest. You know, get the flexing on him. Pop that strap. Anyway, I'm gonna start with that father and coach out of Compton that they're blaming for the Compton sheriff shooting. Where's my water? Boom. Oh, wait. Right here. Right here. Right here. I got my water. The water adds weight to me. It adds weight to my gear. So with everything, including the water, I got 50 pounds on me. So yeah, you can do it. Black Spring, what's good, mama? I'm gonna get into that Compton man. He's in fear of his life, and I wanted to bring some attention to it. Look, the Compton sheriffs are on a rampage. Okay, I don't know if you guys remember the Chris Dorner situation, and you know, Chris Dorner did what he did, and the cops are going around shooting white women in trucks trying to get to him. So that just shows you how human the police are, and they need a lot more oversight and accountability than regular citizens do. A lot more, because they're God damn. Fucking, I'm at the top where the cell towers are. And my shit buffering? Come on, man. So anyway, the cops are giving way too much power. You know, Black Spring, you can't hide from all the trifles in life. So the smoke, here, look, see cell towers here? There's one cell tower. One cell tower. The tower. How in the fuck am I buffering right now? So look, until I leave California, I'm gonna be dealing with all kind of shit in the air. But I just spoke to one of my partners on the other side of the country, and he got land. He has several properties, and I have an open invitation. So, you know, it's just a matter of getting a wife. My wife is on board. I told her yesterday again. I said, we're leaving California. We're gonna go visit the Carolinas or the Virginias, whichever one, because I ain't gonna pinpoint it right now. But and we're gonna check it out, and then we're gonna make that move. Point blank, period. No state is perfect. Oh, head, thanks. He is married, and I have 2 twin grandbabies. Try it, buy it, make it, sell it. What's good? My son is Army, so I know about that. Your son is Army? We'll salute to him, and you know, tell him thank you for thinking that he's serving the country. You know, because that's what I thought when I was in there. I thought I was serving my country, but really what I was doing was serving the banksters. So he's in Hawaii. Oh, that's what's up. Oh well, yeah. Hawaii is a nice post. I wanted to go to Hawaii, but I didn't score high enough in my ASVAB. So I only had 2 job choices, 3 actually: cook, chef, truck driver. Or no, a cook, truck driver, infantry. So I chose infantry because I was like, well, I can do that other shit out in the real world and make it out early. That's good. It's good. You know what? I wouldn't necessarily discourage people from joining the military because you can get a lot of good training, a lot of good knowledge, right? And if you get out the right way, right, with the honorable discharge or whatever, then you're good to go. But having to be sent out into the grist mills of war in the name of some bullshit, there is no noble war anymore. Not after the Revolutionary War. And that was barely, the Revolutionary War was barely honorable because they were only fighting for the freedom of one people group, right? The indigenous people, they didn't reap the benefits of the Revolutionary War, nor the black people. But I would say that was the last noble war in this country that this country has waged. Mr. Nelson 89 was good. So yeah, 1113 was good. So I went infantry with all the cooks and drivers. Yep. I didn't no damn cook. What the hell I look like? The hell, a cook? Come on. A truck driver? No. I was like, well, I might as well be 11 bang bang and let that be my job 24/7, because I gotta tell you, during peacetime, infantry soldiers get a lot of downtime, man. If they're not at the range, if they're not cleaning weapons or doing some bullshit detail to keep us busy, a lot of downtime. A lot of downtime to do whatever the hell you want, basically. Listening for the message today? That's what's up. Well, I got several stories to share. Hold on. I gotta get out I gotta get my teleprompter ready. Because let's see here. What the hell? Alrighty then. Okay then. Alright. So, like I was saying, y'all, there is a man. Oh, hold on. A couple of good stories I got for y'all. So, I told you there's a man. Now, this is out of the Daily News, right? There's a man who has been essentially accused of shooting those 2 sheriffs, all right? A Compton father of 2 says he fears for his life after he was wrongfully accused of pulling the trigger in the ambush shooting of 2 sheriff's deputies in Los Angeles on Saturday. Don't feel safe at all. If I die, y'all know what happened. Darnell Hicks, 33, said in a Facebook message Monday night after the social media post with his name and driver's license photo falsely accused him of being the gunman. Can y'all believe that shit? You hit that thumbs up, y'all. Or thumbs down too, shit. It all hits the algorithm the same. So, I don't know what's going on, but whoever keeps framing me, making it seem like I shot the 2 sheriffs when I was out dirt biking all Saturday. Come on now, he said in an Instagram photo, please clear my name. Now, I don't know who accused him, but these are tactics often used when something happens to a police officer and the police are running off half-cocked, trying to get leads and shit. You understand? Many lives can be in danger. Like I told you with the Chris Dorner situation, I mean, an innocent woman and her child was shot multiple times because the police saw a truck that looked like Chris Dorner's. Sounds like Mumia Abu, where they charged him knowingly. Yeah. So, all right. Hicks, a youth coach with his own clothing line, also spoke to KTLA Monday with his lawyer, Brian Dunn, by his side. They just put my face out there real fast. He told the station, I got my own clothing line. I do a lot of my business on my own. And it's like people look at me differently now. See, this is what happens. You doxing somebody and accusing them doing some shit that you have no proof of them doing. And now you're about to ruin their life. Or you're trying to. I don't know what they got it in for this dude or what. Dude must be a stubby bow leg. He funny. And how do we know the dude's even black? Like, that's the assumption. And of course, these clowns on the right want to blame BLM. And I'm not a fan of BLM. I'm not a caper of BLM. But truth is truth. Facts are facts. There's no facts or evidence that points you to BLM having anything to do with those shootings at all. It's just they make shit up because they know it's going to rally their base and get them paid. Introverted, what's up? What's good, Foker? So he has no hold on. Hicks said he didn't feel safe going outside with his 2 daughters, and he has kids, y'all. BLM and Compton is laughable. I'm gonna tell you something. I told you guys about the executioners in Compton and how they initiate people and why are 2 rookies riding together? 2 rookies, right? Riding together by themselves, caught slipping. Let me tell y'all something, man. I don't know why it happened, but I can venture to guess. And I'm making it clear that it would just be a guess. But I think it might have something to do with the street gang faction of the Compton Sheriffs. That's what I would say. But I don't know. You know. But no one still is talking about the story of the executioners and other gang factions in the sheriff's department in regards to this. There's a video that said they were trying to join a police gang. Oh yeah? Do you have a link? If you can, 1113, if you got a link to that, post that up in there because I'd like to check that out and expound on that more, because this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do a whole lot of digging and research into police gangs, and I'm gonna highlight different police gangs and what they're accused of doing, and what evidence there is that there might be a gang. I'm digging all up into this. I will be looking into police gangs. I will compile enough evidence and receipts so that I can show people like ABL and Brandon Tatum, who believe, oh, there's no such thing as police corruption, there's no such thing as police brutality and all this other shit. I can prove to them, look, this is what's going on. You still gonna make that shit? You still gonna act like that shit is not going on? Just like they act like there's no such thing as systemic racism and all that shit. Even Trump admitted to that guy that said that he knew about how dangerous the virus was, that he believes that there is a systemic racism, to a degree, and that it's a problem and it's unfortunate. But the people on the right, your right-wing pundits, won't ever talk about that. They're not gonna talk about it. So anyway, so this poor guy, the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department issued a statement Monday trying to set the record straight. All right. Currently, hold on. Currently, there's a social media post that has been circulated. Now, this is from the Sheriff's Department. Currently, there's a social media post that is being circulated, which identifies a male out of the Los Angeles area as the suspect responsible for the ambush of our 2 deputies yesterday. No one has taken responsibility for releasing Hicks' driver's license photo and naming him a suspect. Who would have that type of access and ability? Any person would suffer greatly when falsely accused of a crime, especially a crime as heinous as this. I just want to send my prayers to the 2 deputies that were injured in the incident, Hicks told KTLA. I want them to know I'm innocent, he said. And for any black man out there, just be aware, the description was a black male. So it could happen to anybody. How do they know that? Dude was wearing a hoodie. Did y'all see the color of the dude? Maybe the cops saw him, but one of them was shot through the jaw and the other in the head. So how reliable can their eyewitness testimony be? Now this has happened. If this happened, if you guys watch, hold on. If you guys watch the video High Impact Felix did on it, he points out something very interesting in the video during the shooting. There's a guy standing on the corner. All right, so if you look at the video head on, you see off to the upper left hand of the screen, you'll see a guy standing on the corner. And when drop anything, he just kind of looks in that direction, shrugs his shoulder, and just walks off. So that's very interesting, and that's something else nobody's pointing out. Yeah, I don't know why this Hicks dude got fingered for it, but this shit is crazy, man. This shit is crazy. That fit the description shit will get a lot of people caught up. Let me ask y'all something. Are you guys aware? You guys know about the Tulsa shooting of the cops that were shot in Tulsa, Oklahoma? Facial recognition faulty. What facial recognition? The dude was wearing a hoodie, and they only gave us one camera angle. There's only one camera angle. I don't know if it was caught on the body cam. Hell, I don't even know if the LA sheriffs have body cams. I don't think they do. When they shot Dijon Kazee, that was the sheriffs. They said it wasn't in the budget. So there probably is not body cam footage of these 2 cops getting shot. So I don't know. There are cameras everywhere. They probably tracked him to his house. Who? Tulsa, they asked dude out of the car 40 times, and he fought them a while before he got in the shot. Well, why did they pull him over in the first place? The one cop said, oh, you turned out in front of this other police officer. So, but what did that do? When he pulled out in front of the other police officer, did he hurt the police officer? Did he hurt anybody? Did he commit a crime? You know, tags bad. Is that really a crime? 1113. Do you know what my definition of a crime is? There has to be a victim. Who is he victimizing by having expired tags? As a matter of fact, forcing us, they want to tell you driving is a privilege, right? It's not. Driving is a right. The freedom to travel by any means you have capable is a right. So the fact that they're forcing us to pay them to have the privilege to drive on the road in and of itself is a crime. So we had a crime committed against us when we were told, oh, you got to go get a driver's license. Oh, you got to go register your vehicle. Oh, this, that, and the third. You know, you got to have insurance and all that. That is a violation of your rights. Toll roads, it's all extortion. Now, is it smart to have insurance? Hell yeah. I would choose to have insurance, car insurance, even if I wasn't required to. That's something I would choose to do. But to have it be forced upon me, look, if I get in a car accident and I don't have insurance, then, and I was at fault, that's gonna be on me, because I decided not to get car insurance. And so I'm gonna be on the hook to pay that person back for damaging his vehicle. And if I don't, guess what? I have committed a crime. I have created a victim. You understand? But pulling out in front of a cop, an illegal U-turn, an illegal turn, that's not a crime. That's not a crime. That's not a crime at all. And then they pull him over, and yeah, he had expired tags and couldn't find his driver's license. Again, who did that victimize? What victim did he create when he did that? No victim at all. There was no victim of him not having a driver's license. No victim was created when he made that illegal turn. No crime. And then they force him to open his door, and they're trying to force him to get out of his vehicle. They're pulling on him, hitting him with tasers, spraying him with chemicals. I mean, if a regular man did that to you, let's say some bandits, right? Some bandits, because that's what the police are. They're official bandits. A bandit started spraying you with shit, trying to electrocute you, and they pull you out of the car and start wrestling with you, start trying to kidnap you and take your car. They wanted to take his vehicle. That's called theft, right? Oh, you don't have tags? Oh, they're 6 months behind? Oh yeah, we got to steal your car now. You understand? So they tried to steal his car and kidnap him. First, well, they weren't trying to kidnap him at first. They were trying to just repo the car or impound the car, but again, that's theft. All right, Mr. Nelson, peace out. Are we in our stagecoach in this? Stagecoach? You talking about the Wild Wild West? Might as well be. And during the Wild Wild West, you had a lot more freedoms, right? You had a lot more freedoms. It was, you might have thought it was more dangerous, but you had a lot more freedoms. And you know, the law had to invade you, right? Lawmen, they didn't really fuck with you back then unless you did create a victim. You know what I'm saying? You didn't really get fucked with. I mean, you were walking around with your guns, you were cussing at people, spitting on the ground, you know what I'm saying? Pissing outside, all this other shit. In the Wild Wild West, you had freedom. You can ride, exactly, a posse. You can ride around with a posse and hunt and look for gold and do whatever you had to do to make a living. You know what I'm saying? You start robbing stagecoaches. Hey, there are consequences to creating a victim. You robbing the stagecoach, you creating a victim. Now you making a name for yourself, and you're on wanted posters. Now you got bounty hunters after you. You got lawmen after you. That was it. Stagecoach, robbing people, killing people. You know what I'm saying? That's what got you the law after you. But all this other shit, oh, you did 5 miles over the speed limit. We're gonna force you to have a conversation with us. Oh, you know, oh, I saw you looking at your phone. Oh my God, I gotta pull you over. What do you mean you saw me looking at my phone? They can make anything they want up. A cop, if they want to issue a ticket, all they had to say is, "Oh, you were on your cell phone. Oh, you were typing on your phone." Everybody has a cell phone, so you go to court and fight it. Guess what? You're gonna lose. All because what? It's bullshit. So anyway, the dude committed no crime, and they're grabbing on him, trying to kidnap him. He did what he had to do to defend himself. I mean, he did what he had to do, not to be taken and not to be kidnapped and have his shit stolen. You know what I'm saying? That's what happened. Now, what could have happened is they could have shot him while he was in the car, struggling in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Because how many times was he reaching in that car? How many times was he reaching for shit? His hands weren't seen. How many times did he hide his hand in that car? And they still kept their shit in their holsters. You know what I'm saying? But if it had been some other type of person, maybe he would have been laid out. Maybe if he was a little bit more tan, those officers, look, if he had been, and this is strictly an opinion, in my opinion, based on logic, based on history, and based on a number of other factors, if this dude had been black, those officers would still be alive, and that dude would have been laid out. If he'd have acted like that dude did, he would be dead. If he were of darker persuasion, definitely. Don't get it twisted. You know what I mean? That's just my opinion, and I'm not trying to race bait, but that's just what it is. That's my perception of it. There's a lot of documents and research of 1999 Columbine shootings. What do you think were the main cause? Oh, well, they said it was because they were like bullied and, you know, social pariahs. But I can't really tell you. You know, since social unrest is the plan, expect those Minnesota cops to go free. Oh, of course. So what is this story? Oh, so anyway, I think if we were to look at it from a different lens, the Tulsa shooting, if we look at cops as human beings, as mere mortal human beings, like they are, and you told me that two guys ran a guy off the road and tried to steal his car and kidnap him, there would be no discussion. There would be no discussion. But because they had costumes and a badge and a gun, it was a tragedy, right? Yeah, it was a tragedy. Leave people alone. If people aren't if people are minding their own business, they're not bothering anybody. Leave them the fuck alone. You have discretion, as a matter of fact, as a police officer, over who you pull over. You don't have to pull every goddamn motherfucker over. Since social unrest is playing with this good project.
3 months, whatever. But I just showed up for this little.
What about your thoughts on the shooting? I think that it was a justified shooting. That's just what it is. Looking at human on human. I don't look at cops like most people do. I don't think cops are special, have special abilities and powers. They're not anointed by God. Cops are human beings. Some politician hired some other bureaucrat to hire other people to hire people off the street and put them through 6 months of training. They're not special. They're not special at all. Fuck them. Not like that, but you know what I'm saying? They're not special. So, hell. So, and then that's just how you gotta look at shit, man. Look, just like the Tecate. The Tecate 19 what? It's supposed to be an anointed disease. It's so special. It does all these things. It's so dangerous and special. Like what? A little girl in the background saying there was a girl, she refused to work in GA. Oh yeah. The Uber one, yeah. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. Now, if he'd have killed that cop, let's say he shot the cop that was beating on him, would that be justified? Fuck yeah. So what's the deal? What's the problem? That would be justified. Instead, he took his lickings and was rendered unconscious. That's what you get for complying, right? I ain't rolling with these people, man. Cops are not special. You're not better than me. You think you're better, and that makes you worse. Okay? Just like the Tecate 19. The woo-ha, I got you all in check. That's my other term for it. The woo-ha got you all in check. Because guess what? The woo-ha got us all in check. Got us locked up in our houses. Got us losing jobs. Got us losing money. The Kakashi, the Kakashi 19. The woo-ha got us all in check, y'all. You know what I mean? Let's see. Their days upon them. And what up, Snap? Hope all is well. Always a smile for you when you speak and walk your mile. We are in time of tribulations and trials. All craziness and things vile, meant to humiliate and defile. Dial in. That's what's up. You know what? J-Law, I wouldn't even say those cops deserve it. Those men, those mere mortal men deserved it. See, when you throw shit monikers on it like cops, then you're supposed to tremble in your boots about it. No, they're humans. They're men. Those men who tried to kidnap another man and steal the vehicle, they deserved it. You think you gonna let somebody do that to you? You got something on you, got your whistle. You got to whistle your damn self. You think you gonna let somebody kidnap you like that if you have access to it and you can pull it out and you know you got the skills to use it? No, you're not gonna let. So why are you gonna let them do it? I'm just saying. I'm not saying, look, I'm not saying it's never a good idea. It's never a good idea to go out and attack the police. It's never a good idea. Never a good idea. I'm not saying, I'm not inciting any type of violence towards the police. What I'm telling you is that you have a right to defend yourself against any man, no matter what they're wearing and what badge they got, to defend yourself by any means necessary. I'm not saying I agree. Like, I wouldn't call for anything like what happened to those two sheriffs. All right. I wouldn't say that. I'm saying when it comes to your person and your property and possibly your life being at stake, do what you have to do to defend it, no matter who you're defending it from. So like I said, that Uber passenger in Georgia, he would have been well within his right to defend himself against those men, no matter what way he decided to do it. People just start coming and wailing on you. You're supposed to just sit there and take it? Are you kidding me? Just like that kid. I need to get this story going. The kid that was in the juvenile detention center, that the cop just ran up on him, started choking him out and threw him to the ground because he said something he didn't like. That's bullshit. Words don't create victims. If I call your name, it's not creating a victim. But if you run over to me and put your hands on me, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's not gonna happen. I don't care what you're wearing. You know what I'm saying? So screw them. Do what you gotta do to defend yourself. And it's up to people like us to stand up for those people. Like, we should be in Tulsa right now, or those of us who are in Tulsa who agree should be in Tulsa right now defending that man's life. They should be on the grand jury panel. They should be part of the jury. The guy was defending himself. Forget that qualified immunity shit. Qualified immunity is not gonna save your life when the cops get a wild hair up their ass. I reside in Georgia. That I gotta rewind sometimes when I start to screw up my speech. I reside in GA. That Uber passenger did have a right to defend himself, but he wouldn't have survived or even put up a good fight. Of course not. And see, that's why citizens, we just need to get this in our heads. If you're a citizen on the street and you see somebody being brutalized by the police like that, it is your duty. It is your civic duty to stand up against those cops and at least pull that cop off of them. Pull the cops off of them. Use your numbers. If it's 10 or 12 of y'all standing around, don't just stand around. If y'all don't agree with what's happening, get them damn cops off of them. And if they start to buck, handle your business. That's what needs to happen. See, the problem is the police don't answer nobody but crooked politicians that can give it two hot shits about your life. You vote them into office and then they turn their back on you unless you got some money. We need to start a lobby. I'm going to start a lobby, a special interest group. The People Against the Popo Special Interest Group. And it's not necessarily against the Popo. It's the citizens against, not citizens. No, we're not citizens. The People Against Qualified Immunity Special Interest Group. We put our money together and we start doing what these damn lobbyists do. We hire a lobbyist to create laws to stamp down on these cops. You understand? Sometimes you gotta play the game while other things are going in motion. That's what they do. They play the game. These people lobby. They have special interest. They have people speaking for them. They talk to these politicians in the halls of Congress and in the Senate, and they get them to create laws that go in their favor so that they can do underhanded shit. Well, guess what? We need to do the same. I'm going to look into starting a special interest group where we all going to have to pitch in because they're going to want some money, right? They want our money. Okay, let's give them some money to step out these cops, to give the power back to the people in regards to the police. The police need to answer to us, point blank period. We pay their salary. We pay the mayor's salary. We pay the city council's salary. We are their bosses. So they need to answer to us. And that's what the lobby is going to be about. That's what our special interest group is going to be about. Of course it does that. The law is about attacking the, of course. But we're gonna lobby for it to go in our favor. No one thinks about this shit. You got big oil, you got the gun industry, you got the medical industry, you got the pharmaceutical industry, you got the private prisons, you got AARP, right? They all are special interest groups that give money to politicians to vote or to pass laws in their favor. You understand? And if it wasn't effective, they wouldn't be doing it, right? And you got the bankers. So you start local. You start local. You know what I mean? Because once you get in you start local, you go from there. And you know what? It's really not about getting them to pass laws in our favor, right? It's about raising our voices. It's about showing the people in this country that there are people fighting for this in a real way. You understand? Not protesting, not rioting, not burning shit down, but getting together in a cohesive manner to show that we know how to play their game. And when people see that, they'll get behind it. They'll get behind it. They'll have a path forward, because no one's giving them a path. No one's giving them a path, right? No, they're just saying, oh, go out and do this, go out and do that. Yeah, go riot. All these elite people telling people to riot and demonstrate. That's not a path. It's not going to change anything. But no. People don't pressure lawmakers. Exactly. And that's exactly what we need to start doing. We need to put that pressure on them. We need to put that pressure on them. You understand? And we need to back the people up that stand up for us. And there are people that stand up for us that don't even know it. Like that Tulsa cat. You know what I'm saying? He might have been a drug addict. You know? He might have been this and that. He might have been a bad person. We don't know much about him. But is he any worse? Is he any worse than a cop that would pull you over, accost you, physically assault you, and try to steal you and steal your shit and kidnap you? Is he any worse than that? If we really strip it down to the bare bones, is he any worse than that? And if he is, tell me how. What did he do? You know, point out a cop. I told you guys about a cop, as a matter of fact. A Compton sheriff, right? A Compton sheriff deputy who was a training officer who blew the whistle on the executioners in Compton and got forced out. They were fucking with him. They flooded him with 911 calls, bogus 911 calls. They threatened him. But have you guys heard about that guy before I talked about him? How many of y'all knew about that guy? How many of you guys knew about Astroberto Gonzalez before I brought him up? See, these are the type of people, when they stand up for us, we need to back them up. We should be sending flowers and money to Astroberto. But are we? You know, we should be holding him up as a hero. But no one is doing it. And that's what needs to change. We need to hold these people up. We need to have these people's backs when they stand up for us. That's what he did. You know, by exposing or trying to expose that gang, he did that for us. He did that for the people. Sharon Fulton, what's good, mama? Listen while you clean. That's what I'm talking about. So we need to think different, y'all. I think we need to think different. And like I said, I get my whole computer set up on Friday. Saturday, I want to do a live. All right, I'm gonna do a live presentation, and I have a call-in number. I will be taking some call-ins. You know what I'm saying? I'll do a presentation, and then I'll take some call-ins so we can talk about it. Black sweat the bed in supporting Mexican immigrants. Hey, you know, but they won't support us nearly as well. But it doesn't matter. See, it doesn't matter because no one's free if everybody ain't free. You know what I'm saying? No one is free unless everybody's free. No one has their rights unless everyone has their rights. And if you're not 100% for freedom, then you're not for freedom at all. Period. Does that mean that there can't be order, that there can't be a custom or a set of rules? No, it doesn't mean that. But the rules have to make sense. You can't arbitrarily come up with edicts to hold people down because you have an agenda. Because, oh, well, you know what? We need to fund this bridge. We need to do this. So guess what? We're going to create a law so that we can write tickets for people to pay so that we can get this money. No, that's not right. If people can see the good in building that bridge, then they might volunteer to put the money up for it. You shouldn't have to extort them. If it makes sense, you don't have to force people to do something if it makes sense, like mask and vax and crack scenes and all this other shit. If it's good, if it really serves a good purpose and it makes sense and it was legit and it worked, you wouldn't have to force it. You wouldn't have to create mandates if it made sense. Matter of fact, now I'm getting to my next story about this. All right. Now this is in regards to the woo-ha. Okay. More than 8 months ago, more than 8 months after the Tecate virus started in Wuhan, we still don't know anything about everything about the virus. The deadly virus has killed at least 928K lives around the world. All right. But how does the ongoing Tecate virus pandemic compare to some of the most deadly pandemics in history? Despite, and I can put a link to this. Everything that I talk about, I'm going to put a link in the description so you guys check it out yourself. Despite the media hysteria, it turns out Tecate-19 is not in one of the top 10 deadly pandemics in history. Not even in the top 10. In addition, a recent study by UCLA and Stanford finds Tecate-19 10 times less fatal than first thought. Excuse me. Dieter? I got a cousin named Dieter. Oh. So, hell yeah. 11-13. That is an investment. No, it's not an investment because it's extorted from us. So if they can force the money out of us, then they damn sure don't have to give us any type of return if it's forced. If it's voluntary, then we can draw up a contract and demand that we do get a return. It'll be contractual. What they're doing to us is not contractual. There's no contract. You're born into the system and you can't opt out. If you can't opt out, there's no contract. You're born, once you get your birth certificate and your driver's license or in your social security number, you can't opt out. So there's no contract. The contract is with your parents because they signed the birth certificate. That doesn't do you any good. All right. So 10 times less fatal than thought. The study also found that your chance of actually dying from Tecate-19 is 1 in 19.1 million. The vast majority who catch it will have mild or no symptoms. Children are largely spared, the author of the study says. Now looking at the deadly pandemics in history, the Black Death, or bubonic plague of 1347 to 1351, which was spread by fleas, killed as many as 200 million people in just a few years' time. It's estimated that up to half of Europeans' entire populations was wiped out from the plague in the 14th century. The smallpox outbreak in the 1500s killed an estimated 56 million people. The majority were children. In 1918, the Spanish flu killed approximately 40 to 50 million. Y'all seeing this? The HIV AIDS pandemic is currently the 5th deadliest. Since 1981, 25 to 35 million people have died. Now, it's questionable the real reason these people died. Some people believe, some doctors and experts believe it was the medications, right? Some people believe whatever they want to believe about the HIV AIDS. A decade ago, the swine flu claimed the lives of 200,000 people. Okay? The team from Modern Business Media Company, Visual Capitalist, did an excellent job of putting together an infographic with a visualization that outlines some of the history's most deadly pandemics. The infographic shows a timeline of pandemics through the centuries, starting with the Antonine Plague of 165 to 180 AD, which killed an estimated 5 million people in the Roman Empire, to the current Tecate-19. Below is a list of major known epidemics, including pandemics caused by an infectious disease that have occurred over time. Widespread non-communicable diseases such as cardiovascular disease and cancer are not part of it. So we're not talking about cancer or anything like that. So once you get the link, if you decide to look at it, there's a chart here, okay? There's an infograph here that shows the deadliest all the way to the least deadly. And with the timeline. So y'all decide to check this link out. Look at the infographic right here. It'll show you. It'll show you. All right. So for those people who are stressing out, because there are a lot of people stressing out about this whole thing, about the Tecate, do your research. Don't get caught up in confirmation bias. Because guess what? And no one even ever told you guys that this was going to be one of the most deadliest pandemics. They want it to be. They're trying to give you the illusion that it is, but there's too much information out there, right? No, don't wear a mask. And you know what? And then Dr. Fauci is telling Jennifer Garner on Instagram Live, shout out to Derek Williams, by the way, for doing his piece on that, that vitamin D can go a long way in helping you not even get the Takate virus or letting it take hold of you or suffering from symptoms of it. You understand? Look at the conditions of the people that lived during those times with the most deadliest diseases. If there were just, industrialization, cities, people crammed up on top of each other, you know what I mean? Horrible sewage systems or a lacking of sewage system. All those are contributing factors. We have running water, right? We have irrigation. We have the know-how. We can burn shit like, come on, man. Oh, and that's one thing y'all want to do. And the shit hit the fan for scenario. If you find a place to hold up for a while that you think is safe, make sure that you have some way to burn solid waste. Okay? If you don't have a cesspool or not a cesspool, what are those things? Where you boo-boo in it? Your boo-boo goes down into it and it's on the ground. I don't know why I keep forgetting the name of that thing. Y'all get it. They have ones where you really don't have to empty it because they have enzymes that break down the solid waste, right? And it's released through gas from another part of the septic tank. A septic tank that has enzymes that break down the solid waste. Make sure you got something like that going on. Or be prepared. You understand? Takate. Let's see. Let me go back here. Start reading y'all chats again. People are scared. This is from Determinations. My name, Faith, Love, Empathy, says people are scared. Hold on, the hell? People are scared. To most folks, if they can go against their own, who is part of the particular group or union, then the average civilian ponders what links will they through affect them also. The number of people, this is from Truth TV 79. The number of people submissive to the system is alarming. When I go to the store, I'm the only outcast refusing to wear a mask, while everyone else is just doing what they are told without rebelling. It's virtue signaling. It's letting you know, hey, look, I'm a good little boy or girl. I'm following the rules. It's like you can't win. There are too many smart. They are too smart to well organized. This isn't the first rodeo, and I've been doing this for centuries. They have it down packed. Well, guess what? No amount of planning and experience can stamp out human spirit and the desire of a human to be free. No matter what you plan. Merry old England had a plan, right? They had the numbers, they had the technology, they had the weapons, and we didn't even have 100% of our people willing to fight. 33% of the people decided to stand up against England. They didn't have much time to plan it at all. I ain't worried about their plans. What do they say in the Bible? Well, not in the Bible, but what do they say? You make plans, yes. Determination until now. All right. Yes. So I'm gonna get in my Takate, Black Lives Matter, Trump, or Antifa, none of my business. Kids handle. process research info a lot better than us. Well, that's who we need to be giving this info to. We need to put our children up on it. Thing is, this is from determination. Thing is, some municipalities you are absolutely in subconsciously opted to wear a mask. If you don't, some businesses will not let you in or refuse you service. Well, all you gotta do is tell them you have a condition, and they can't discriminate against you because you have a condition, and you don't have to prove it. I know they came on TV and they said, "Oh, that doesn't work." That's nonsense. See, they'll tell you anything to discourage you. No, just tell them like, "Look, I have a condition. I can't wear a mask." Boom. That's all all you have to say. And if they refuse you, you can sue them. Period. They tried that shit with me in Costco because I wore a face shield instead of a mask. So they tried to tell me if you wear a face shield, you still gotta wear a mask. I'm like, no, I don't. Yeah, you do. It's part of it's our policy. I said, no, it's not. The policy says a face covering or a mask. I said, can you read? And the sign's right there, right behind them. It says face covering or mask. It doesn't say face covering and mask. It doesn't say excluding a face shield. So guess what? They had to let my ass in there with just a face shield, which does nothing, by the way. It's not going to stop anything from getting into me, right? It's not. But you know what else is not going to do? It's not going to deplete me of my oxygen intake. That's what it's not going to do. To me, that's more important than not breathing in some invincible Tecate bug that I don't even know truly exists because it hasn't been isolated, visualized, and purified. It hasn't been put through the rigorous post-Koch's postulate, which they try to say Koch's postulate doesn't apply to modern times because, you can have a disease-causing bug or virus in you and not be sick. Well, then guess what? Then if that's the case, if you can have the Tecate bug in you, if you can have cholera in you, if you can have E. coli in you, which you do, you have E. coli, you have candida in you, which can be harmful. If you have those things in you already and you get sick and have those things in you, is it necessarily those things that have you getting sick, or is it an imbalance of gut flora? You're not going to not have those things in your body. They're going to be there. Just like staphylococcus is on your skin 24/7, right? Staph infection is there. It's on my skin right now. But I also have other things on my skin that keep it from infecting me or keeping me from being causing an infection. When those things are out of balance, boom, then you have a problem. They proliferate. But does that mean, like, it's the same thing with viruses, right? There's a virus in your mucous membrane of your gut that fight back bacteria that might want to get out and proliferate throughout your entire body. It stops the overpopulation of bacterial cells. It's a bacteriophage. You understand what I'm saying? That has been isolated and purified and visualized, but not this Tecate 19. Why not? But we're just supposed to believe it. Whatever, man. Y'all got me fucked up.
Nice is right.
I got another story, y'all. Coming with the stories.
Yeah.
Coming with the stories. This one. Let me tell you something, man. The wording that these people use, they are very smart. These people are very smart. The wise man at the liquor store said it's over, nothing we can do. Is that right? There's no virus to be afraid of. I've been hospitalized 5 times this year, all alone due to after effects of cancer treatments that left me with lymphatic circulation problems. Damn. I'm gonna get one of those Joker cards laughing at these mental anorexics. Ha! My cousin and her family are mask and hand sanitizer Nazis, and they all got Tecate-19. There is no protection if you come into contact with them. I mean, yeah, you can say it like that. Look, if this thing is as infectious as they say it is, you're gonna get it. You're gonna get it. As a matter of fact, they believe that it's been in California since December. And I told you guys that I got real sick in December. I got real sick in December with the flu. I rolled it out at the house. I thought it was a regular flu, though it kicked my ass more than any other flu I ever had. It wasn't no joke. You know, had the coughs, had the fever, weakness. I didn't have the shortness of breath that I'm aware of. I wasn't really paying attention. But after about 4 days on my ass, I was able to go to work for a couple of hours at a time. Then I had to go back home. It depleted me a little bit, but I wrote it out. Didn't have no shortness of breath though.
He's so gifted. It don't make no sense how gifted he is.
Yeah. I was also very sick in December. Thought it was as bad as having pneumonia. It was scary. Yeah. One of my nephews had pneumonia-like symptoms, though he never went to the doctor. They didn't take him to the doctor. My sister didn't take him to the doctor, but he was having issues breathing, a real bad fever, like 103 for a few days. And that was around the time that we all had the same shit going on. So, I don't know. You think corona is actually fluoride poisoning? I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. Let me tell you what disease is and sickness is. Sickness is your body's response to an invasion. And they can call it what they want to based on where your symptoms are, right? Let me see. Determination. My name, faith, love, empathy says yes. Didn't Confucius delve into that, if I'm not mistaken? So you were saying that no matter what happens, it will still balance itself out? I can believe that. But in what merit and cost of what? Well, sometimes the balance is a person dies. Sometimes your body's going to fight an infection. It's going to fight an invading force of foreign bodies or whatever it is, whether it be a chemical, a germ, or whatever. Sometimes the body loses. That's just the reality. Sometimes you lose, and sometimes you succumb. So, and that's the balance. The balance is you die, you go back into the earth, and you replenish the earth. That's the balance, right? Every action has a equal opposite reaction. So if you die, something gets to live. That's the balance. It's going to, whether you live or die, I'm not saying that you're not going to die. You might contract the Tecate-19 and die. You might contract what they call is Tecate-19, whether it is or not. Whether it's something else, whether it's biological warfare, whether it's FIE, GEE, or whether it's whatever it is, you may still die from it. That's the reality of it. I might succumb. I'm not, right? I speak it into the universe. I'm not going to succumb to no disease. I'm going to die of old age and some vagina. That's how I'm dying. I'm going to come and go at the same time, like Richard Pryor's daddy did. That's how I'm going out. I already set it up for myself. I'm good. I'm good dying like that. All up in that gush gush. You know, even if I had to give my wife some KY, you know, if she had she went through her pause, and I'm 90, 89 years old, we can still get it in. If I go like that, boom, that's how I gotta go. That's how I'm going, y'all. I don't care what y'all say. Dieter Confucius' aunt, Tayo, Lao Tzu had a debate. Balance is the most important thing in the world. Understand this. You have no choice with balance. Balance is going to happen whether you want it to or not. Let's see. White cops are always at the center of the bullshit, no coincidence. Of course. If it was a real pandemic, let me tell y'all something. If it was a real pandemic, it'll be a whole different ball game. Y'all heard what was going on with the Spanish flu, right? They were shooting people down in the streets for leaving their house. They were shooting people down in the streets for leaving their house. I'm saying it was Tecate then too, not Fro, the vape. What? For real, Michelle, I'm gonna die in that gush gush. I don't care what nobody say. They are really laying out. Oh yeah, they got, yeah, for sure. Yeah, y'all see that? Y'all see that? Oh yeah, they back at it. Tecate has been here longer than they let us. Of course it has. You know, now they're trying to, exactly. I'm gonna die up in some WAP, some WAP. Let me tell y'all something. Now they trying to talk about this tick-borne disease out of China. That's more deadly than the Tecate. And it killed 7 people and infected 76. A tick-borne disease. And guess what? It might be transmittable from human to human. Just like that. Come on, man. Tecate wasn't enough, so they had to come up with this shit. I need to do a story on that as well. I'll do that Saturday. I'll talk about that tick-borne disease out of China. I just gotta get more information on it. If y'all haven't heard about it, China is trying to kill everybody. Yeah, because they got too many people. So they're trying to spread themselves out. That's why they all up in Africa right now. Africa's ripe for the exploitation. So they all up in there getting it in. Whew. Number 5 at the top, y'all. China in Focus is where I get my Chinese news. China needs a menu update. That's funny. So yeah, y'all be on the lookout for that story too. And like I said, I'm also going to do a series on different customs and cultures from around the world, so we can start to appreciate other people's customs and cultures instead of all this prejudice and stereotyping and all that shit. There's too much information out there for people to still be behaving like that. Like, I was watching a little bit of Brandon Tatum last night. That fool has 1.3 million subscribers, and he has such a huge voice and reached so many people. But he has some of the most dangerous rhetoric on the YouTube streets. So with my 1.3 thousand subscribers, I'm going for his head. Every time he say some dumb shit, I'm hopping on it. Because guess what? Candace Owens too. People like them, they need to be exposed. Not personally. I will never personally attack Brandon Tatum and Candace Owens. I'm going to attack their ideas. I'm going to attack their lies. I'm going to attack their manipulative words and rhetoric. And hopefully, with the help of some other YouTubers, we can start busting their shit wide open and letting people hear the truth. Because what does he have to say about Trump saying that there is systemic racism and oppression in this country and that it's a problem? Have they talked about it? No. We got to get on their heads. Because B. Tatum and Candace Owens are too comfortable with their echo chambers. Let's break their echo chambers, huh? We need to bust that shit out the box. Yeah. Oh, I'm pushing back. I don't give a hot shit. Let me tell you something, man. When I do that, I don't get a lot of friends, right? When I go after their favorite YouTuber, these cognitive dissonance sufferers, they don't like that. I get horrible like this, right? Like ratio when I do that. Like Heavy Duty Country, I think that's the worst. And I didn't even know who the hell he was. I just thought what he was saying. Oh, so all these times, all these other militias have been out doing shit. This is the time you want to come out and talk about a militia being sloppy? Okay, pimpin'. Okay, pumpkin. I got your number. And that's all I was doing. I didn't know that fool like that. Oh, but man, woo, the hate that flooded my comment section. I love it. I love it. That lets me know. And they don't even argue my points. That's the funny thing. They ad hominem attack me. That's what they do. Or they'll say, oh, your child's crying. Like, what's that? What? Yeah, my child's crying because she's sleepy, you idiot. She's sleepy. Children get sleepy and they start crying. Right? You fucking nut basket. Because they don't want to go to sleep. They want to stay up. So they mad. So they crying, trying to keep themselves awake. Idiots. But anyway, I love it. But, you know, every now and then you get some people with some level of intelligence that has something smart to say. WAP ain't did nobody no good. In the end, some think it's just as good or important as H2O. I'd rather have DAP, wisdom and knowledge, than WAP, and be dumb as a doorknob, drooling from being dumb. I hear you. I can have both. I can have WAP and DAP. I don't discriminate. Definition Anarchy, they must be exposed. They are too OTL. We need to push back against those ideologies. Yeah, man. Your boy, I'm gonna get together with some people, man. Some people that have some sense. Like I want to get Derek Williams in. You know, Brian from High Impact Flicks. I've been trying to talk to Lucas about it, doing a panel, so that we can start spitting this truth. And then, you know, at some point, these people aren't going to have a choice but to answer for it. They're going to have to respond to it, and they're going to have to come talk to us. They're going to have to come talk to us about their statism. Oh, for sure. That's what's up, 1113. He didn't really say nothing. Just some random team. He didn't really. I brought it up in the super chat, but his thing is that if he talks to people like Brandon Tatum and ABL, then they're going to be too stubborn. It's not gonna go anywhere. But that's when I told him. I said, that's the point. Is not to change their mind. The point is to reach their audience. To reach their audience. That's the point for me. I have no illusion that Brandon Tatum is going to become a voluntarist at all. He's not going to become an anarchist led voluntarist. He's not a freedom lover. I have no illusions that he will ever become one. I want to reach their audience. I want their audience to see what the truth is. I want them to be hit with the truth. It's about their audience, man. It's about the millions of people that watch their videos. It's about the hundreds of thousands of people that watch their videos. That's what I was trying to explain to Lucas. Like, it's not about them. It's about speaking truth to power to their audience. I'll keep working on it. Brian from High Impact Flicks is going to work on it too. Like, we already discussed it. Like, we're going to, but the Officer Tatum, Brandon Tatum is scared, man. If you're not a liberal, if you're not a black liberal, he ain't gonna want to talk to you. He's not gonna want to debate you. Because in many ways, some of the ideals of a conservative make more sense than that of a liberal. So it's easy for him to make a liberal look stupid and make him look smarter than a liberal. But when it comes to somebody like me, who don't subscribe to, see, he's going to use legality, illegality. He's going to use laws, the law this, the law that. He's going to be a pro-cop supporter. But when you talk to somebody who doesn't subscribe to those ideals, I don't subscribe to legality and illegality. I don't subscribe to that. I don't believe in that system. That's a system of faith. I don't believe in that. That's a religion. Legality and illegality, politics, I don't subscribe to that. Like, I don't. So if you, see, people like that, when they encounter people like me, their mind gets discombobulated and it gets locked in some type of, the motor of their brain seizes. Oh my God, the chocolate. The motor. Oh, I love chocolate, y'all. So anyway, the motor in their brain locks and seizes and they can't function. So then they start to attack you personally. They start launching ad hominem attacks, threatening to fight. Because that's what B. Tatum did one time to some dude. But the dude that he was on the panel with was not a liberal. He was supposedly also a black conservative. But they had some type of issue or something. And he was saying something, and Brandon Tatum started going off, calling him the N-word, just threatening to beat him up and all this other shit. That's what would happen, I believe, if I debated with Brandon Tatum. He doesn't have an answer for people like me. Neither does ABL. And I've discussed it with ABL a number of times. His talking points don't work against somebody like me, because I don't subscribe to that shit. Oh, Fred Kroldart. What's up, man? Give light to why do they hold their attitudes even when defeated? Because, man, they have to hold on to their audience. They have to hold on to their audience. That's where the money is, bro. Brandon Tatum is a profiteer and a shill. And a shill. Candace Owens is definitely a shill. But that doesn't mean that if you sell a product, you're automatically a shill. It means that you will go against every belief to hold onto a narrative. Even if you don't believe it. You may not even believe it, but you're going to hold on to it and you're going to keep it rocking because there is some type of monetary gain or gain of power or gain of fame from holding on to that narrative. That's what a shill is. A shill is you don't really believe what you're saying, but you're saying it because you benefit in some manner. You understand? But selling a product, that doesn't necessarily make you a shill. But if you're a shill and you sell a product, that product will sell much faster. That's why within a few hours of Candace Owens' book being published, she got 100K sales. So listen, and like ABL, I don't think he might be a shill. I don't know about that. He's a little bit more sensible and reasonable than Brandon Tatum. And I witnessed that when he did his last live, when a caller called in and said that he likes Brandon Tatum, but he has an issue with Brandon Tatum. Always, I'm paraphrasing, always going on the police side no matter what, even when the police are wrong. And ABL didn't disagree with him. He said, yeah, I can see that. So ABL has a little bit more sense. You know what I'm saying? But he still suffers from cognitive dissonance. He still suffers from cognitive dissonance because he believes in freedom, but he also believes in man-made laws, legality and illegality. You can't be a freedom lover and believe in that system. It's impossible. Tatum, Elder, ABL are all Skip Bayless models. You funny. Their minds are closed. Yeah. Hopefully he will join me in Brian. Yeah, man. He did a panel with and I can understand, like, right? I'm a small channel. And some people, you know, I'm not saying Lucas is like this, but you know, some people don't want to fuck with a small channel. But it's all good. Lucas has some sense, you know what I mean? Even though he still kind of believes in you know, the system of law to a degree. You know, he will still vote for Trump and shit like that. He's still a statist to a degree, but he's a lot more susceptible to freedom, true freedom. So, but I still believe that if me, Brian, and Lucas got on the panel with like ABL, Brandon Tatum, and Candace Owens, oh, we destroy them. We would destroy them. We would end their careers, right? Over time. Like because they won't have an answer. They will not have an answer for it. The only thing they have an answer to are liberal talking points. That's the only thing they can argue against. Because guess what? A liberal believes in a system of law. A conservative believes in a system of law. Democrats believe in a system of law. Republicans believe in a system of law. So when you argue within that paradigm, the false paradigm, it's easy to it's easy to win. But when you're dealing with somebody who operates outside of that, you got another thing coming. Oh, you got another thing coming, man. Let's see. That's right. It's Candace Owens, an angry black woman. She had been replaced by that Baltimore conservative lady. Look, man. And wasn't she snuffed? Or what they call that, snubbed? She wasn't invited to the White House or whatever the fuck. That was some event to talk. Oh, the RNC. She was snubbed at the RNC. If I'm wrong about something, I try to change. They just keep on. Because I told you, man, that's how they got where they got where they are by doing that. And that's how they're going to maintain it. As long as there are people that believe in the left-right paradigm lie, they will have a place. I shared the stream on 2 Discord servers. I even asked some people, Lucas server, if he should join, and they said yes. There was another small YouTuber as well I found on Brian's server. That's what's up. His name is Chronic Blast. Yeah, let's do it, man. I'm telling you, man. They're doing panels. Brandon Tatum does a panel every Thursday with ABL and some dude named Derek. And he has different people on, but it's an echo chamber as well. So, I believe that even if we start a panel like that, we would have some differences to discuss, right? We would still have differences to discuss. We wouldn't just be agreeing with each other all the time. It would be so interesting and very informative if we do something like that. So I'm down, man. If we can get Vince Lucas to do it, man, I'll reach out to Brian. He can reach out to Brian, and we can get some shit cracking. Because that's what we need. We need to open this discussion up. All right? We need to open this discussion up to a broader audience. You know, because guess what? Lucas has the biggest audience out of all of us, and he got knocked down by 10,000 during the purge, you know, by actually speaking the truth. And Brian's channels all got demonetized. One of them got completely terminated. The other one just got reinstated. So that should tell you something. She said she declined an invite to the RNC. The fuck out of here. Why would she do that? I wouldn't decline an invite to the RNC. If they said, yo, Snap, come to the RNC and speak, I would do it. And I would talk the same shit I'm talking now. Ain't no goddamn way. Especially if she trying to sell a book. She did not turn that shit down. She full of shit. She's full of shit. So yeah, if y'all are Lucas subscribers, let him know, man. I'm small. I'm a small YouTuber. He knows who I am. I'm always in his comment section. Hit him in his Discord. She full of shit. She is so full of shit. No. She didn't turn that shit down. Did she show the invitation? That's what I want to know. I need a receipt. Where's the invitation at? You turned it down. I want to see a personalized invitation. Otherwise, I'm calling bullshit. And you know what? They might just let her lie and say that she was invited just to save her some humiliation. She didn't show no receipts? I don't believe it. She full of shit. They didn't goddamn motherfucking... No, they didn't do that. They didn't invite her monkey ass. No, they didn't. And I don't mean that like, you know, I'm a little delirious right now. Monkey ass is just a term. It's not a racial slur. She didn't turn shit down. She got snubbed, and then she went and told people that she was invited and turned it down. I'm calling bullshit. She had a few seconds to speak, and she became insulted. Wait, you saying they gave her a few seconds to speak? See, if that's the case, why not start her own thing? Why she gotta hop on the backs of the Republican Party? Why not start her own party? I don't believe it. I need an invitation. And even if it was a few seconds, so what? Make use of those few seconds. And who asked you to speak for a few seconds? Come on, man. I need us to start thinking. A few seconds to speak. What's a few seconds? 10 seconds? They wouldn't waste time with that. Oh yeah, why don't you come speak for 10 seconds at the RNC? No. Oh hell yeah, Candace would be a great person if she spoke for freedom. So would ABL and all these other cats with all these powerful voices. Hell, Brandon Tatum too. If by some miracle he decided to go that way. I had him this close, y'all. Actually admitting, I know what he prefers. He prefers freedom. I know it because I called him drunk and alive. And I sent him a super chat. And I said, we should, because he was mad at Trump. See, You got to catch them while they're mad at Trump and get to drinking to know how they really feel. So he was mad at Trump and he was drinking because he signed a $6.2 trillion stimulus package. Good morning. And, you know, he was mad. So I hit him up in the super chat and I said, what if we decentralize the government and go back to the states having their individual sovereignty and powers? And when I say state, I mean the people of the state, not no goddamn governor, the people. And he said, yeah, man, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I can get behind that. I can get behind that. That's what he said. Oh, man. But he must have, his people must have got on his ass after that, because he didn't slip up no more after that at all. He did not slip up after that. I caught him slipping, and he exposed his true nature, and his followers didn't like it. Hold on, y'all. All right. Whew. Whew. Damn. I just did 6 of them. I did 6 laps, and that was my first time having to catch my breath like that. Improvement. So now I'm headed back to the truck, and I got one more story for you guys. I was looking for conservatives that weren't annoying. BSWA is the only conservative I could tolerate. Who's BSWA? Refresh me on that one. BSWA. I need some help with that. Black Spring. Oh, yeah. Well, I wouldn't say Black Spring. She might be a little conservative, but she has a lot more sense than, and she's a lot more open-minded. Black Spring with Autumn, yeah. She's definitely a lot more open-minded than most conservatives. And she's willing to listen and discuss the issues. I even say, when I spoke to Old School Wolf Media on her panel one time, he was a lot more reasonable than someone like Brandon Tatum and ABL. You know why? He had no choice. But because he's not as, and also he doesn't have the momentum of Brandon Tatum and ABL to where he can lose thousands of subscribers if he decided to actually listen to truth. But even him, Old School Media, he was a lot more reasonable, because there was nothing that he could say to me that he could say to a liberal, because I'm not a liberal. I'm not a conservative. I don't subscribe to democracy. I don't subscribe to a representative republic. I don't subscribe to any political system. So when you come at people on freedom, on the leg of freedom, on the ground of freedom, from that base, 100%, then there's really nothing they can say against it. So, you know, but he's still firmly ensconced in the left-right paradigm. So, you know, but he's, like I say, he's just a little bit more reasonable than some other people. Who gets on your nerves? She gets on my nerves. She's trying to fit in, and watch her get used to, get used and humiliated. The gifters will be you, best friend, give you all you want, need and desire, help you, then put you on the front line. Ha. Tell me how that makes sense. Plus, there are herbs to help keep your lungs clear, like mullein, slippery elm, marshmallow root. Yeah, I take that stuff every day. Yep. I take that stuff every day. I got that shit on me. Put that in my system every day, along with the vitamin K, vitamin D, shit like that. Am I vegan? Hell no. I'm not a vegan. I was vegan before, but the problem with veganism is, like, there are too many carbs involved for me with veganism. You understand? So people get carried away with the vegan lifestyle because they're at some point they're just gonna. You have to take in a lot more carbs as a vegan to get to that protein that you need. Like beans. Beans are hella starchy, right? There are less starchy beans, but beans are hella starchy. A lot of the shit that you get protein from are very starchy. And you know, it is what it is. No, I'm not vegan at all. Matter of fact, I just had some elk meat the other day. I had some scrambled elk meat in a wrap. It was delicious. Let's see. All right. So I got one more story, y'all, before I close this out. All right. Now, we're going to play a game of Name That Technology. All right. Why doesn't the U.S. eat more deer? You know, because you can't, I guess because you can't really raise deer like you do cows. Right? So you have to hunt for it. You can raise buffalo, things like that, but I've never heard of like people like raising domestic or captive deer like that they use for meat. So every now and then, my rancher will hunt for deer and sell me some. When he does, it's like he's hunting for bear this season. This bear season, he's hunting for bear on his own land, and these bears keep killing his animals. So now it's bear season. He can actually hunt. He can kill them and use the meat. Whereas before, he can kill it, but he has to leave it where it is. Like he can't slaughter it, or not slaughter it. He can't dress it, clean it, and use it for meat. He can't use the meat from the bear out of season, but he can kill it if it's killing his animals on his property. But he has to leave it and call game and wildlife bullshit. See, it's bullshit. See shit like that. Why? What? To see how arbitrary that is? For what? What's the purpose? All to keep from overkilling bears. Well, if the bear's on your property and you're killing it because it's on your property and you can do it, why the fuck would you stop them from eating the meat? See how arbitrary this shit is? Since man-made laws are bullshit. I just try to get most protein from a lot of granola and bars. Again, I hear you, J Slick Twisted, but that's still there's a lot of carbs in that stuff. And nuts have a lot of calories. So you gotta be careful. If you're gonna eat a lot of nuts to get the protein, they're very calorie dense. And at the end of the day, it's calories in, calories out. It's better. I think the ideal diet for human is pescatarian, and that's like seafood, mostly seafood for protein. Call me paranoid, but I don't even trust that the meat that people are eating is even what they say. Hey, that's why I get my shit from a rancher direct. I know the rancher. That's why I get my meat directly from the rancher, where I have been invited to come to the ranch to check everything out, and I have gone. I know where my meat's coming from and how they're raised. So I'm gonna do a story. This is from CNN. Okay, I want you to name that technology when I get into it. All right. This has to do with back in Washington, D.C. They had to protest in Washington, D.C. in front of the White House, right? That day that Trump went across the street to the church with the Bible. All right, this is in reference to. But some new shit came out in regards to that. So I'm going to speak on it. I want y'all to name that technology. We're going to play that game, all right? By hearing and hearing by was good. So this is from CNN. Federal officials look into getting a heat ray that makes target skin feel like it's burning and amassed thousands of rounds of ammunition in preparation for clearing a peaceful protest in Lafayette Square in June, according to a White House testimony from an Army National Guard major who was at the scene. Okay? Major Adam DeMarco described such preparations, including officials' failure to acquire a loud announcement device for warning protesters to disperse in an August hold on. In an August letter responding to a follow-up question after he testified before the House Committee of Natural Resources in June about federal officers' reports or efforts earlier that month. DeMarco, who described himself as one of the senior National Guard officials on the scene, ran as a Democrat for Maryland's 3rd Congressional District in 2018. News on the contents of DeMarco's letters was reported by NPR. In the letter, okay, DeMarco wrote the Defense Department's head military officer for National Capital Region and mailed him and others on the day of the protest, asking if the DC National Guard had a loud, long-range acoustic device which can blast walls of sound at protesters, or the active denial systems, which feature a directed energy beam. Okay, this is that technology I want you to name. A directed energy beam that provides sensation of intense heat on the surface of the skin. Who can name that technology? Who can name that technology? Oh, am I buffering? Okay. Y'all give me a 5x5. Y'all can hear me good. Because somebody just gave me the buffering signal. I don't want to be reading this damn story for nothing. I'll base like the fish. I'll let you know what it is. I'll say it again. Or active denial systems, which feature a directed energy beam that provides sensation of intense heat on the surface of the skin. DeMarco wrote that he responded saying that the DC National Guard had neither device, and that, to his knowledge, no such acoustic device was used at Lafayette Square. When he looked into getting an acoustic device that day, the National Guard told him that they were no longer seeking it. DeMarco wrote that he responded saying, okay, therefore, the U.S. Park Service's warnings to disperse did not come from the system, but from a red and white megaphone that DeMarco used, he wrote. He referenced in his in-person testimony that even 30 feet from the megaphone, the warnings to disperse were barely audible, and I was only able to discern several words. He also referenced a weapons transfer to the National Guard that afternoon of the protest that he learned contained approximately 7,000 rounds of ammunition. 7,000 rounds of ammunition. Federal agents face criticism for using smoke canisters and rubber bullets to clear peaceful demonstrators who were in Lafayette Square protesting institutionalized racism and police brutality following the death of George Floyd at the hands of police. The move sparked an outcry from lawmakers and public figures, including former Defense Secretary James Mattis, with Washington Mayor Muriel Bowser slamming the incident. Law enforcement dispersed the crowd prior to Donald Trump's controversial photo op at a nearby church. So, can y'all name that technology? Let me see what y'all got. Is it intense buffering? Goodness gracious. No. I heard everything but can't name that weapon. Yeah, I was thinking some kind of laser, but I don't know a more specific name. Oh, you'll know when I say it. My nephew said they wanted to use it for border control, but it starts fires. No, we're not talking about a laser. We're not talking about a laser. We're talking about something, a directed energy beam that gives the feeling of heat that on the skin, an intense feeling of heat on the skin, not actually burning the skin. If they use a laser like that on your skin, they're just going to burn the motherfucker alive. No, this gives the sensation of heat. It's a non-thermal irradiation, non-thermal radiation. Answer is do. I answered the name of that. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Determination. Good on my end. Good here. To disperse crowds. Millimeter wave technology, y'all. Millimeter wave technology. Millimeter wave technology that they want to use for FIVE, GEE. Directed energy weapon. A directed millimeter wave technology. Millimeter wave technology. Specifically in the 60 gigahertz range. I did a presentation on this a while ago about millimeter wave technology and what it can do to the human body. And one thing that it can do is give the skin a intense feeling of heat, but they have to direct it directly at you. It doesn't spread out like microwave technology, right? Microwave technology spreads out in all directions, and if you have something that can pick it up, it'll pick it up, or it'll go right through you. No, with millimeter wave technology, it has to be directed. There has to be a target. So if there is a transmitter somewhere, you have to have something that is a target for the millimeter wave to hit you, like a phone that accepts it. Understand? So it was millimeter wave technology that he's talking about. Millimeter waves. Never heard of millimeter wave technology? Y'all need to look that up. I'll do a presentation on that as well if I don't get struck for it. YouTube don't like that. Hold on. You gotta be real careful about how you talk about it. But yeah, they're talking about millimeter wave technology. Yes, you do need a space. That's why I will never go to protests. People clubbing up together and all that shit. Fuck that. I'm not protesting. I'm not demonstrating. I'm not marching. I'm not doing any of that shit. Nope. You won't be catching me in no crowd like that. Oh, what's up, Shalom King? What's up, Warrior Lord? I know Chronic will be all over this topic. Yeah. So, and I haven't heard anybody talk about this shit. They actually requested millimeter wave technology to disperse crowds. They can't use like what they would use to say start a fire in a forest in some state. They can't use that because they'll just burn the crowd up. No, they would use non-thermal radiation that will give you the sensation on your skin of being hot and make you sick and give you headaches, make you throw up, and it'll disperse the crowd. That's what they would use. They call it non-lethal, but that's because they're just giving it to you in short bursts. Yeah, it's a waste of time. I'm not going to a state building to beg for some shit that they should be giving me in the first place. No, fuck that. It works in random. So yeah, that's that technology, y'all. Millimeter wave technology. Very interesting, right? So just know that and know that that same technology, they want to use it for the FIVEG wee. Okay. So with that being said, y'all, it's been great. Um, Thank you for coming with me on my rucking journey. We will continue the rucking lives. Even when I do get my computer and I start doing my lives on that, I will still take you guys on my rucks with me, you know, where we can shoot the shit and just talk. But my more in-depth presentations are going to be done on the computer, where I can really do a good presentation and show you guys evidence and things like that. Show you videos and maybe even do some research episodes where we're all doing some research and we're looking into things like Star does. That Star has a great idea when he does that. April Harmony says no, Lucas is good on his own. He has more freedom to be creative. When did April say that? April Harmony is something else. I'll tell you what. No one's trying to take his creative freedom. What? He can still do his own thing. It's fine. No one's trying to take anybody's creative freedom. What? No. We're talking about reaching. We're talking about reaching out, and we're talking about broadening our scope. Just now on the server, April Harmony, I don't, she's something else. She's the same woman that sat up there and listened to that doctor spew his nonsense for an hour and just agree with him because he's a doctor. Said, oh yeah, he's a doctor, he knows what he's talking about, so let's just roll with that. No, April Harmony, Lucas can speak for himself. I'm not trying to start a channel, or I'm not trying to co-opt the amazing Lucas's channel. No one's trying to do that. We're talking about occasionally doing a panel where we're discussing things and we're bringing truth to the people, or where we're challenging people like ABL and Brandon Tatum, and we're challenging them to come onto a panel and have a discussion. I'm not talking about co-opting this channel or starting to, what? No. April Harmony, man, she get on my nerves. She don't know what she's talking about. He can stay on his own. He's going to be on his own. He's going to be on his own. I'm not talking about Brian's going to have his channel. I'm still going to have my channel. Lucas would have his channel. Anybody who participates is going to have their own shit going on. More guns taken for lefty morale reasons last night, like Cal Rittenhouse. What are you talking about? Who took whose guns? What's up, Kevin Dugan? Biden said he's taking guns straight up. So, oh yeah, fuck Biden. Wow, I can't believe you mentioned the about M Wavy. Oh yeah. See, as I want to be was good. I look at protesting like begging for a female to take you back when she done made it clear that, yeah, exactly. I'm not gonna beg my oppressor for shit. ABL is more of a cult than politics. There's no cult mentality here. Yeah, I appreciate that. I appreciate you for pointing that out, Kevin. There's no cult mentality here. April Harmony's cute. She's funny. She's funny. I would like for Lucas to speak for herself, though. My weapons had terrible boating accident. Yeah, mine too, man. Mine are at the bottom of some lake somewhere in Nevada. All my shit's going. All I have is that smokeless range with those air guns. That's all I got. Channel Memology shows gun grab. Please watch. I will. I got some research to do, y'all. Starting tomorrow. When I get access, when I get my computer and I can start doing research and all that other shit again, Oh, I swear, I love my kids so much, man. I just gave them an $1,100 laptop after they just started just co-opting it. My children just co-opted my laptop. I can't even use it anymore. I go into it and it's like, what the hell did you guys do to my computer? And only they know how to use it. Only my kids know how to use it. So that's why I had to get another one. And they can't touch it. They don't be trying to though. I'm like, nope. So yeah. So it looks like April Harmony is the obstacle, huh? What do you think about Colion Noir? Um, I don't know about him. He's a statist. Colion Noir is a statist. Am I pro-black? Joseph John. Am I pro-black? I used to be considered pro-black. Right now I'm pro-freedom. I used to be on that mode. Yes, I used to be pro-black. I used to be, yes, I used to be like that. I've told the story before. I'll tell it again in another live. But yeah, I used to be pro-black as a motherfucker. If me let's say, if me 6 years ago, 5 years ago, saw me now, I would call me a coon. Let's just say that. I would call me a coon 6 years ago. I would call me today, six year ago me would call today me a coon. If you know what I'm saying? What happened with the other militia that had an accidental discharge if he was the NFAC? You know, oh, you talking about 3%ers or the NFAC? I heard that the 3%ers had a scuffle and they ran into a church. I was told that they had an accidental discharge too, but I couldn't find anything confirming that, so I didn't want to talk about it. Please read up on Fabian Socialist. That's the slow boy communism taking over America, aka the secret right. Oh yeah, I do believe blacks have to get along with other cultures. We have to. Listen, like I say, if you're not free, I can't be free. If white people aren't free, I can't be free. If Hispanics aren't free, I can't be free. If other black people aren't free, I can't be free. Right now, I'm pro-freedom. I'm pro-freedom. And I'm pro-freedom lover. So if that puts you above a black person who's not a freedom lover, then hopefully I can talk that black person into becoming a freedom lover so that we can be on the same side. So right now, I'm pro-freedom. My wife is black, yes. My wife is black. Yeah. My wife is black. I am pro-black in that manner. I prefer black women. That's my personal preference. You know what I mean? Hold on. Yes. When it comes to my women, the chocolate or the better. I like chocolate. So there's something about this beautiful chocolate skin that makes me, you know, gush. Beautiful black chocolate skin on a woman is just nothing like it to me. That's just a personal preference in regards to, you know, choosing a partner. But you know, as of yet, I'm married already, and she's chocolate, so I'm happy. I'm happy with my wife, the beautiful chocolate black woman. So, gotta refill my water. So, oh man, 30 likes, man. Thank you guys for hitting that like button. So I wanted to say, guys, Snapzilla Gorilla at gmail.com, okay? The gorilla has, or looking into something, shoot me an email, all right? Snapzilla Gorilla at gmail.com, 2 R's, 2 L's, all right? Thank you for joining me on my live. What's up, California Dreaming? I'm just about to hop off. Yeah, my phone shut down because the phone said it was too hot. It was overheating. So they turned the phone off. Anyway, am I in? So anyway, Snapzilla Gorilla at gmail.com. The Gorilla is a GUERRILLA at gmail.com. And shoot me any information, any stories, any videos to that email address, and I will look into it. Have you seen there's a second sun and the sky looks like red and shit? No, I haven't seen that. Did you see the debate, Candace Owens and T.I.? Oh, no, I didn't. When did they do a debate? You know what? I think I heard about that. That was a while ago, right? Was that recent? So even with someone like T.I., who has, who appears to have a little more sense than Cardi B, because of the way Candace Owens talks, because she's such a fast talker, and she commits all these logical fallacies, but because she speaks so well and so fast, it gets overlooked. So anyway, yeah, shoot me an email with the debate between Candace Owens and T.I., and I'll check it out. I'd love that. So anyway, I'm gonna do a live Saturday. I don't know what time yet. Because my wife is going to be out, but we'll see. Candace Owens is a Scientology cult. That's funny. So anyway, I'm about to do my Muay Thai drills up here in my circle, right? Nothing. There's more circles in the universe than anything else. So I'm about to do my Muay Thai up in there. Anyway, y'all have a good one. Shoot me an email, y'all. Much love to you. Like, share, subscribe, and thank you for joining me. Look out Saturday for another live where we're getting into some more topics and maybe even a call in. All right, peace.